I know the law, Phil. I know the law too well.
Then you ought to know that there ain't no way to beat the law. White folks live by it and niggas die by it.
It's Focus Connect back in the building. And Ray Sremmurd just made a post saying that he forgive his father for not being there in the past because dealing with baby mamas is a headache pretty much. But the thing we have to realize with the baby mama situation is that key word, baby mama. See, when we start bringing kids into this world, man, you have to have a wife. That's just the bottom line. And see, I'm a victim of the baby mama situation as well. But I'm not blind enough to see it from both sides. See, we have to understand a lot of things that we hold women accountable of. We have to look in the mirror ourselves and look at the things that we have done. And the thing is that we overlook when we get ready to have kids, what we are overlooking is the fact that that one night of passion can bring you a lifetime of pain, depending on who you have those kids by. But you have to understand that if you're not in that household, your voice doesn't matter if the person that's in that household is going against what you stand on. If they don't align with the same principles that you have, your child will be picking up a lot of different spirits that they wouldn't pick up if you were available. So we have to look at it as men that our biggest problem is that we are having kids before we vet the entire situation. And that's not saying nothing bad towards the women. What I'm saying when I say that is you have to look at a situation in the sense of, could I live the rest of my life with that person? Because if you have a child by that person, you're gonna be tied to that person pretty much for the rest of your life. When we look at how men feel about this subject, we can say it's some bitter women out here. We can say that women let their emotions lead them to the point where it could be to their detriment. And then we can look at, from the women's side, the way we don't uphold women, the way we don't respect women. And when I say that, we treat women as if they just something to jump up and down on. And that's a fact. When we see a woman, 9 times out of 10, when a man see a woman, he's not looking at that woman and viewing that woman to say, man, I could really spend the rest of my life with her. It's probably 0.111% of men that look at a woman that way. Most men are looking at the body, they looking at how easy they can get some sex and different things like that. And they don't think as far as, if I have a child in this situation, what would be the outcome? I get it from both sides because we got a lot of guys out here that really don't care about the kids. They'll leave, they'll, have a baby and leave and move on to the next phase of life and not even look back at their situation. But when I look at how kids are being raised, when I look at the different things that's going on within these relationships where the mother have the kids and then the father is basically just filling in financially. Because if you pay attention in a lot of scenarios, what the man says does not matter because he's not in their household. Once that man take a stand on something, he will be discredited due to the things that they could use to discredit him. You could be giving a person some advice, just basically something you want to see improved, something that you want to see better. And a person will receive that the wrong way because they feel like I'm the one who dealing with this every day. I'm the one who had to go through this. And you over there just having a good time when a lot of time women don't realize that you on the other side catching hell. You're going through things because you're still trying to establish a stable life. And what people don't realize, what baby mamas and women really don't realize, that the fact that they have a stable foundation because the government is going to help you with housing. The government is going to help you with food. The government is going to help you in so many ways to where the only thing you have to do is do a little more to make everything good. And then on top of that, they get the tax money. So I look at my life and my oldest child is 22. I never got tax money. And each year I still elevate. And then I look at a lot of scenarios amongst the community where people have been getting this money, $10,000, $8,000, $7,000 every year on top of what they're already making, and they can never seem to get over the hump. A lot of situations when it comes down to baby mothers, baby fathers, it's all a matter of perspective because you have to look at things from the lens of, I can bring something to the table that the child needs, and the mother can bring something to the table that the child needs. And when you have a common goal that you're doing what's best for that child, you can overcome whatever personal obstacles and feelings that you have towards that person. See, we got too many times where men are out here dealing with life from an emotional standpoint. And Charleston White said something very prophetic once before when he was speaking about the kids and how he was ready to jump through rings of fire to be in his children's life. And that was a very commendable thing to say, because at one point in my life, I was weak, and I would let the circumstances that went on between me and my baby mama cause me to not be the man I should be for my child. And the older and more mature I got, and as I saw my children growing older and different situations going on in their lives, and just the way their perspective is, the way they think, and I'm like, man, if I was in the picture, they wouldn't even be like that. Or if I was in the picture, they wouldn't even think that way. Where we have to stop it as men and look at the picture that you have to be there. You have to be there. And we have created a society where we're trying to promote being the best co-parents and different things like that. But the solution is to be a family. The goal and the solution is to be a family, because you're there from your child's start until they get older. And that way they can develop a certain trust for you. They can develop a certain relationship with you individually, and then they can establish a relationship with their mom as far as being nurtured and getting the guidance that they need from their side of it. But then they can also still get the logical side from the man. So the thing is, we have to stop playing these games where we causing division and separation, and we have to look at what are the solutions rather than steady focusing on the problems. With my children's mother, I have been into it with them. I have had issues with them, and sometimes I was wrong. In the times that I was right, I look at, they was able to say that I wasn't there. So me not dealing with life and looking at things emotionally, even though I knew they were trying to be right in that moment, or they were just trying to shut me down and not hear what I had to say, I still did my personal analysis and understood that when I see my children, a lot of things that I have to say or the things I have to kind of try to put in their head, I know for a fact I wouldn't have to say that if I was around them, because that would be a way of life. That would be a normal way of thinking for them if I was present. So as men, we have to get past bashing these women, and I'm not pandering to these women because I see their faults as well. They have a lot of faults. Us as men, we have to get back to our rightful place, and we have to lead and take charge. And don't waste your time arguing with a woman, because you will never win that argument, because they're going off emotions. And when you add fuel to how their emotions feel, you fighting a losing battle. You have to say what you have to say, speak with logic, and do what's best for your child. The time that you get around your child, you pump in them the things that you can, and the things that you can't change, let God handle the rest. I'm out.